How do you guys? We all good?
All good,
Good
all good.
We good?
afternoon.
We're all ready for Wrestlemania season?
Yeah,
Yes.
Good,
ready for
good.
that.
I'll let you start then, OG, because you have some stuff to say, don't you? So I'll let you
Oh yeah,
you start.
obviously, this Wrestlemania, in my granddad passed away like a couple of weeks ago. So and wrestling was like his all-time favorite thing. Like he loved it. And he was the one who got me into wrestling. I've said in the past, um when my brothers were younger, they had to go to bed, but I could stay up and watch wrestling.
So
I
you were the
could watch the
favourite then?
boxing. Yeah, I could watch the boxing and that. So obviously, um, one of the things you talk about, what's your favorite Mania, and probably like WrestleMania 5 because that was like the first one I watched with my granddad because he had it on VHS, man. He had like all, I think he had like all of them on VHS. They had so many like random wrestling events just on the VHS. It was crazy.
That's the only way you could get it back in the day, wasn't it? Like
Yeah, you
tape
had to
collecting.
either type it or you could actually buy it, couldn't you? You could have
Yeah.
buy because obviously it wasn't as extravagant as it is nowadays, is it?
Well,
It was
yeah, it's streaming and
loads
everything
of
now, is
it
it?
was just loads of people turning up to like a random field with a wrestling ring in it.
Yeah. So it
Like,
was his favourite wrestler then? Like,
oh,
who?
he loved Hulk Hogan, he loved Ric Flair, and he loved Randy Savage. Them was his
Oh,
three favorites.
the classics, yeah.
Yeah,
Good
and he loved
taste, good
Andre.
taste.
He loved Andre the Giant and that.
Yeah.
Those were his top wrestlers.
So who did he get you into then? Like, because if you was watching it at that peak
Well,
time,
like I said, man, it was WWE, it was like WWEF, wasn't it back then? Like the fucking
yeah,
World Wrestling Federation, like with the gold logo.
before the
Um,
pandas took over.
yeah. Well, I did like Andre the Giant, and I did like I said, I like Randy Savage, man. I used to think he was
Randy
absolutely hilarious.
Savage.
He's such a funny geezer. Like things he'd
Yeah,
come out with, like such
he
a
was
good
just
trash talker, and that.
yeah,
He's
and he
good,
just had
man.
that kind of like bravado around, didn't he?
He had like it's like it's kind of switch as well, like because he could be a heel, but he could also be a fight. Oh, you know what I mean? He could
Yeah.
switch it up when he wanted
But
to.
he was just a manic personality. I think that's the problem. Like
Mm.
real life, you didn't know what
But then,
Randy Savage was
as
going
it
to get.
progressed, I loved Mick Foley, just everything, every single, just Mick Foley as the character, the
He's
person,
just
the
Good morning,
fact, the
everyone.
fact he has so many different personalities. You know what I mean? He's
well,
got
he was
different,
just so
you got
versatile, wasn't he? Because like, if you want a hardcore
funny,
match, Cactus
yeah,
Jack. If you wanted just like a regular match, it could be Mick Foley, Mankind, if you want him to throw himself like a stuntman. You know what I mean?
hmm
Like anything. He was just so underrated as well. Because he wasn't your usual look, was he?
yeah. I think so. I think Mick Foley was probably my favorite wrestler, like back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what about you? What was your favorite Mania?
Hey,
I'll let you start all down. I
well,
think I,
I,
I think
I
I
watched
think Henry's
the
trying to say last year's from the sounds of it.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, he didn't like last year's. That's good then. He's got taste.
He prefers the ones I tell him to watch.
That's good then. Start him off then.
Yeah, you tell him. The greatest mania is I can't remember which number it is, but it's the one with Sean and Ric Flair for the retirement match.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that's the.
was
Oh,
it
to be fair,
2009?
I've got that in my top. I've got that in my top five.
It was
That's
just
the that's that's the good one. That is. I've got that in my
that
top
Yeah.
five.
just made that mania just special.
It was
It
so
was
yeah.
It was just that one.
retirement
It was like because he was like Sean just wanted one more try, didn't he? He had a feeling. And he just went mental, didn't he? Because like, was it the Royal Rumble? He lost, and it
Oh,
was
that
like
was when he went to the fight, didn't take her.
yeah. Oh, you
No, I
mean
don't know
Rick
that one.
lost that? So yeah.
Yeah, Ric Flair's last WWE match.
Oh, sorry. When you said retirement, for some reason I thought Sean's retirement.
Oh no,
Sorry.
the
So
I'm sorry.
it's when you say Ric Flair, it doesn't resonate anymore when you say retirement. It's kind of like Terry Funk. Like depends what version of his retirement it was. But yeah, that was a good one. I love you. That super kick.
Yeah, that was my favourite WrestleMania match. I was just
Yeah.
incredible. And the
So
whole what was he saying?
yeah. Oh, so after you. I was just joining you here.
Yeah, I was at that point, Ric Flair was probably the greatest wrestler of all time. what he done. Well, obviously, he's tainted that legacy since.
Yeah, but that peak time of like NWA,
like,
WCW,
the real time of the Nature Boy, man.
Yeah, when he was the actual proper, the Nature Boy, 4 Horsemen and Sally, multiple runs. It's like he wants to see a match in Puerto Rico. I think he wants to do because he can't do another one in America or something. That I heard he was trying to go Puerto Rico because they want him to do it and because he wants to do it because he's crazy.
Yeah, he should, can he?
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, after last time, like he blamed it because he was dehydrated. I was like, it doesn't help that you're in your 70s as well and you've had a stroke. But yeah, it was dehydration. That's why he couldn't do the match. You know what I mean? So, like, maybe hydrate before the match. You know what I mean? Like, I know you want to get your body weight and your weight to a certain level, but when you're that age as well, I don't know. What about you, Dan?
I got to, mate.
Yeah, I'm going to go.
Nice.
I'm here for predictions, mate. I'm here for the predictions.
We'll say that in a bit then. For me, if we're going by best match of all time, WrestleMania, it's going to be Bret and Stone Cold, WrestleMania 13. I rewatched it yesterday just to see if it holds up, and it does. It's just got like...
Yeah, see, I had a top 5, I did.
Yeah.
So I had Ric Flair, John. I had The Rock and Stone Cold. That was WrestleMania 15. The Hulk versus the Ultimate Warrior, yeah, because that's one of my favourite matches. The Ultimate Warrior just running around, just stomping it. Just the whole, it's like 20 minutes of him just running around the ring, stomping it, like trying to pull the rain. And that, it was hilarious. Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels, and The Rock versus Cena, because that was like when I think like most of us wrestling was like a big whoa. It was like, you know what I mean? We were like, what, 12, 13.
I think the first one.
You know what I mean? Like, this is where you're playing wrestling with your brothers, like, so, you know what I mean? This is where the hype is when you see, you know what I mean? That was like the era that we kind of grew up in, the Raw SmackDown era.
I just think they tainted that because it was like once in a lifetime, and then they redid it the year after. So I think the first one they did it, because you had like John Cena, biggest star at the time, The Rock, which is probably the biggest wrestling star of all time. So yeah, I get it. I get the love. I just, because I was never a big Rock fan and never a big John Cena fan. For me, and because I was a Punk fan, and he had to get knocked out of it so they can make that Mania match, which to be fair, it should have been. I know it made money or all that stuff. I still think it should have been either The Rock and CM Punk at Mania.
Yeah,
but that's because Punk should have had at least one main event at Mania. You know what I mean? He worked his arse off. Look, even the Taker match, that him and Taker, perfect. But again, wasn't the last match, was it? It wasn't the final. If I'm going back by best Mania, I rewatched it again yesterday. WrestleMania X7. I always call it 17, but for some reason they like the X's. It had like Limp Bizkit theme song, My Way, still a classic. The only problem was the Rock and Stone Cold match was amazing. It's just the handshake at the end with Vince McMahon where they turned him heel, which made no sense. It's turning Stone Cold in this like weird. He's a babyface. Well, he's Stone Cold, isn't he? Even when he's a bad guy, he's still a babyface, and then making him shake his hands with Vince made no sense. But everything, like even I forgot about the Benoit and Kurt Angle match in that card as well. That was amazing. It's a problem because Benoit now, your brain shuts certain moments off. But yeah, it was and even if the Vince McMahon, was it a McMahon in every corner match, that was a bit. But, so you don't have anything.
To be fair, I was reading something about it. I can't remember which one, but like, there's been some mad celebrities that have been at WrestleMania as well. Like Trump was at WrestleMania, Snoop Dogg's been at WrestleMania. I'm sure ICP is at like something way back in the day.
The Trump one was so like, now watching it back, it's so bizarre because it was whoever loses gets a hair shaved off, and it's just the idea that you got Vince McMahon versus in Trump, but they're not versing. They've got their their people in the ring wrestling forward, but it's just so like you're watching it going, this guy's going to be the future president, and this worries me. It just worried me then, and it worried me then. You know what I mean?
Baffling,
like,
innit?
Yeah, but yeah, they've had really good stuff. I think last year, even though it was a bit of a like weird Mania, Jackass was a good with Sami Zayn. Just that Sami Zayn showing that he was ready for this year's Mania. So Dan, you got no? I know you haven't got like a favourite Mania, but did you have a favourite wrestler growing up, or you like one of these where you didn't like wrestling when you were younger and you got into it now?
I loved it when I was younger, bro.
Yeah.
I was younger, man.
Who was your main?
Angle, man. Yeah, man. Probably them three, like, you know what I mean?
Those were your guys, yeah. Well, it's peak time, wasn't it?
Little quotes, don't they?
Yeah. Well, it's just, you gotta think Andor's just so underrated. Like,
oh yeah, people's champion.
But you know what I mean? He was a good heel, good babyface.
Yeah.
And it's weird again watching that X7 yesterday. I forgot that he had hair. Kurt Angle with hair looks weird, and that like now I'm just so used to being bald, but back then it was just like, what? How can someone look better bald? It's like Stone Cold, like, you know.
You should embrace it.
Oh, soon.
Hanging on.
No, not yet. Wait until I get into at least my 40s, and then I can Stone Cold it. You know what I mean? Until I have like, was it stunning Steve
Stone Cold looking its time bags.
Yeah. Well, it's when I know when I got that one little piece, you know, like stunning Steve Austin, Hollywood blondes. If I look like that, then I know it's time to embrace the. So we'll go to the predictions then, because I know Dan's in. Like, he's done some homework.
Wiki page up here, bro.
He's got his little wiki page. Here he is. So before we start with that, then, is everyone more excited about Mania this year compared to last year, or is it kind of like you're indifferent again?
I don't know, man. Like, because I missed last year, so I didn't really see it. Like I said, I've only like really started watching wrestling again recently. It was like AEW that got me back into wrestling, because that's really good. I like it. I like AEW quite a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, even in one of the dream matches we'll talk about a bit later, like I've put some of the people from that.
Yeah. But it's like WWE this year has got me back in because of the whole Bloodline storyline, and you know what I mean. Like, without that, like Triple H taking over, Vince is now technically back with mustache. That's a conversation for a different time. But it's just the idea. It got me back. Like the Bloodline, Sami Zayn. Like he was always a top worker since the Indies, NXT. But the idea now that he had a match and it was so close that he was going to win, it just tricked us that we all thought, because Roman Reigns lose this year. But with Cody back, I don't know, I've got faith. It depends at what side you fall on. If you like to acknowledge the tribal chief, or if you're a Cody boy like me.
Cody wins at SummerSlam. He doesn't win at Wrestlemania.
That's it. Because that's what I heard, because it's like they want him to get up to 1,000 days, don't they, Roman? And the only way he can do that is if he wins at Mania. But it's one of those, it's 50-50, because they haven't even decided yet, have they? If he wins or not, Cody. So
because if Roman drops the belt, he's going to have some time off.
Yeah.
He's already said that. So I reckon they'll keep him till SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And then let him chill then, and probably bring him back at Royal Rumble.
Yeah. I just don't know. It's just like, because it's weird. I never liked Roman. Out of the Shield, he was always my least favourite. And then when they try to push him,
to be fair, I've never really liked Roman Reigns. I don't know what it is, mate. I just don't know. He's one of those people. He's an okay wrestler, but I just don't know. I don't really like.
I think it's because they try to push him down our throats. So if they force like
a lot of wrestlers have got like a better backstory and storyline. I think he's quite boring and generic.
Yeah, and I think it doesn't help that he comes from the Rock's family as well. It just feels very. It's not. He hasn't worked for it in a way. I think that's because if you got like look at the rest of the Shield, you got Seth Rollins, you got Dean Ambrose, aka John Moxley. They feel like they've earned their place, if that makes sense. Like they've worked in the Indies, they've done all this stuff. Where, not saying Roman Reigns hasn't, because you know. This year, last year alone, even in the pandemic, he's shown that he's now the top guy. Took him long enough.
Awesome.
To fair, that if he like, I even was amazed in 2020, like when we was all stuck in home and you couldn't do anything, and all sports and everything turned off, but yet wrestling stayed working. And the idea that I thought, oh, Roman Reigns is the champ, this is going to be boring, but for some reason. It was just must see, and it's got better. Like this year alone, with like you know, Sammy, maybe the breakup of the bloodline, I don't know. But I think with Cody coming back, because as you said, AEW, I've watched him since he left. Became Bullet Club. Helped make AEW. So the idea that he could become champ, so the homecoming, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
I do think Colin's got a better prediction on that, because if they want to keep him for like the 100 days, Slams like what, 8 weeks away?
Yeah, that's what I mean. So 1,000, yeah.
7 weeks away. So like, and if he's gonna have time off anyway, he might as well
just do it. Yeah. But then again, it's going to be
roll it out. Win. Because obviously, WrestleMania is quite like it's quite a big event for the Wrestling Federation as a whole. It's always been the biggest. It's their biggest thing in it. Yeah, it's always been that one. So like, obviously, if they want to keep his reign, they're gonna have to let him win this one, and then go out, like you said, go out the next event.
We got to see 1,000 days. One of the biggest in history.
I am Team Cody.
I think most. What about you, Dan? Because I know you're doing your predictions. Because you're more. If you haven't really been watching it, you're more like a clean slate. So it depends how you feel. Oh, so there you go. Just shows as in an outsider in a way. Just shows you Roman Reigns probably has that look, doesn't he? That.
I don't know who it is.
Yeah. I don't know that.
Sticking to what I know there, mate.
Who else you got predictions on there? Because there's a couple of matches this year.
Yeah, I've got predictions for all 10, mate. I've got
So
I
hope Seth Rollins just hurts Logan
Paul.
I've
seen that. What's going on there? Why is Logan Paul knocking about in wrestling, man?
Of course, he's a wrestler, man. Yeah, but he's a wrestler now. But no, it's his other brothers. It's the other Paul. I get them mixed up as well. They look almost similar, don't they? They are.
I think Rhea beat Charlotte because she just won big at the last event. So like
she's like a powerhouse as well. She's got to continue.
She's got to continue. And because I said Osaka's my favourite, so I wanted to win the other one. I am super hyped. There is the 6-woman tag match of the old school versus the new school.
Yeah,
it's basically and the Queen Lita is there.
We got to think
she's Lita, she's
Trish,
wrestling wife. She's wrestling wife.
Yeah, I was more of if it was back in the day, Trish or Lita. For me, it was always Leah because I was more fan of the Hardys and stuff.
No, Stacey.
Someone that doesn't watch WCW, you say you were watching it.
She was a Nitro girl then. She didn't have a name.
So you were watching. There.
I think Edge will win Hell in the Cell.
Yeah, he better do.
No. He's asking the Demon. If you got the Demon, for some reason, Demon brings up so many hit points. It becomes. That's if that was written by Triple H. If it's written by Vince McMahon, he doesn't understand. He's like, what? But because this is Triple H and it's NXT, one of his favourites, he'll be unstoppable. He'll come out.
Balor wins and then Edge will probably fire
and it's in the Hell in the Cell. So think about it. Edge is not.
Edge, for old time's sake,
I'll very honest, but I still want Edge to win. Like I don't know why. Because you remember, like that was like his prime. That was the kind of thing that Edge liked to do.
I know, but they can use that kind of thing when he's beaten, he's old, he's beaten.
All right, who have you got for tag team?
Damage Control.
Title 4-way.
If I took that,
What's the match?
Men's tag team.
Oh, is that who you're going through, Colin? Damage Control.
Damage Control, yeah.
Nah, I'm going with the Queens, man.
Kevin Owens,
we don't need nostalgia pop. We need new wrestlers being made bigger. We need to go.
Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn.
That's good.
I've got Usos, man.
I still don't know what's going on.
The boys are Women's Championship.
What was that one again?
Women's Championship.
We just talking about that one.
Asuka.
That's okay.
Nah,
It's got to be a. It's got.
Right.
Colin's loving it.
He's bad.
He's loving it.
He's definitely. He's just looking what they look like, and he's going
That's what he's going on. He's like, oh yeah.
Other one.
We know Dad's got time for that.
Triple threat match. Sheamus. One guy.
Just Sheamus on his own.
Yeah, triple threat.
Yeah. So who else is in the triple threat there, Dan? Reed. So
There's Sunny Tag, Drew McIntyre.
So out of the three, he chooses. I no disrespect to Sheamus because he could kick my ass.
Yeah.
But if you got Gunther, Dan, you need to watch some Gunther matches. or look into Walter back in the day. Colin alone will reenact, the slap. What? How bad is that, Cole? Yeah,
it's the worst thing that could ever happen to a human being.
When you watched it live, was it like in surround sound? I'm guessing it echoed.
It was 4D. We felt the vibrations.
Yeah, Colin's still feeling it to this very day.
Henry's going to have one in a minute. Yeah. Calm down.
So okay, Sheamus. But the thing with Sheamus now is become like that veteran guy, isn't he? Comes in, does the work. He doesn't really need.
He's going to come in and do the work.
I know, but I think it's Gunther. It just makes sense. And no disrespect to Drew McIntyre, but again, I don't know where he fits in anymore. You know what I mean? Because he was world champion, then he's fell down, and now he's in this bracket. They don't know what they're doing with him, so I don't know. Hopefully, because after Mania, everything technically resets, doesn't it? So maybe he finds his place, but no, I don't think he's going to be the champ, the IC. Oh. What else is on your list, Dan? I'm intrigued here.
Well, we've got the United States Championship, obviously Cena. Cena and Austin Theory.
It's an interesting choice. In reality, it should be, but then you got to think how many films. It's technically a film star now, isn't it, John Cena? So the idea that if he wins, he's going to have to be there weekly and almost at every pay-per-view. Something's going to happen. He's not going to lose clean. Austin Theory's going to cheat somehow.
It's going to be a weird one.
Because he get done dirty.
Well, yeah, because you've got to think, because there's no way John Cena's going to win unless I don't know. No, he's filming a film at the moment, so it's not like he can have that much time off.
You can't commit to it.
Yeah. So, but I think there's no way Austin Theory's going to win clean. So something's going to, because you don't think John Cena on his worst day when he fucking pulled his foot, fucking tendon,
and then he'll drop it on Raw the next night.
To what? Some random person comes
to I don't know who. Someone
that comes back. Yeah.
Maybe come from NXT.
Oh yeah, someone comes. Maybe. Yeah, because they usually call up people, don't they? First Raw after Mania. Yeah, it's one of those where my gut says Austin Theory, but then you wouldn't want Cena to lose at Mania, would you? Because again, he's the cover of the computer game. Thinking about it, so you wouldn't really want. Yeah.
Who's next?
Okay. Who's next then? That one's got me thinking.
Next one,
you say Circus Delay? What?
Fatal four-way.
Fatal four-way.
Yeah.
Tag team match. There's two.
Yeah. Oh, but if you're talking about those two, they might not even be on the card because they're
better be because on the bottom.
Yeah, stuff like that they usually put on a pre-show, don't they? So like, because you've got to think if Mania's usually 3 to 4 hours, maybe 5 in a push. We've gone through all of them then. So we've had the main event, the women's championship, women's tag team.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Lesnar or Omos is another one. The singles match. I don't know.
6-woman tag team match.
Yeah. Oh man, we already talked about that, man. Old school girls one.
Yeah. Or they could have the old, because it's Rey Mysterio, isn't he, having beef with his son? So they haven't put that on the card. But if he's got the Hall of Fame, isn't he, Rey Mysterio's going in. So I wouldn't be surprised if that becomes a match. Or even if
Rey Mysterio fighting.
What he said. So he could be. They could do that, or if could end to be the Finn Balor match, couldn't it? Because like you could have Dominic try and help Finn, and then Rey Mysterio comes down and does some shit off the top of the Hell of a Cell. So you got to think you've got to have your Mania moments, don't you?
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
spice it up a bit.
Spice it up a bit. Well, we'll wait for Carl to come back and we'll talk about dream matches. So while we're waiting, don't know any other like Mania or any wrestling things, like maybe comebacks if there's someone you would like to see come back?
Mate,
Or
just bring back the bra and panty match, please.
oh, come on!
Just bring back.
It was a
Just
part
bring
of the
back.
time. What, for the men? There you go.
Mate, we can do, mate. You can, mate. It's 2023. Anybody wants to participate is allowed. Yeah, it's fine. 2023 equal opportunity. But I don't know, mate. Like you said a question of like, who do you think? It's got to be Hulk Hogan because like I think until he retired, he was at every single bloody WrestleMania doing something stupid. Even if you don't like I was looking at like literally nearly every card for the first like 7 or 8 is literally Hulk Hogan versus somebody. Hulk Hogan versus somebody. Hulk Hogan versus somebody.
And then he left to go WCW, and then he comes back, and then because he had like Hogan and The Rock. See, for me, I was never a Shawn Michaels fan, but when I think of Manias, I always think of Shawn Michaels, and then I think after that, I think it's Undertaker because again, when they figured out, oh, we got this streak, we can make money on this. So it should have ended, or do you think Taker should have just carried on? Well, not indefinitely, but you know what I mean. Like even now, just come back.
I don't know because obviously, like where we were talking about the difference between like Cena and like Lesnar's still a sports combatant. Like you know, what I mean, he still does UFC and stuff. So I think it is the right move because he's a person who will go and actually do that. Because do you think it's like extra training for himself.
Do you think it's the right move?
I feel like
or do you think they should have saved it to when he retired? Do you think it was maybe too early?
I don't know, man. Because it all depends. Like I said, he might not want to fucking do this sport for much longer because he's getting old. You gotta think he's getting old now, and it's like UFC is full contact, whereas wrestling actually isn't. So he's like, you know what I mean? It's more like a gym session for him to do.
Yeah, so he could stay.
And like he's getting old. He might want to retire completely out of everything. Yeah. So this might be his like way of getting out of UFC. Just then get out of industry.
Yeah. What do you think, Carl? Do you think it was good that Brock ended the streak, or do you think it should have been someone else? Or
the streak should have lived.
I think Henry agrees. Yeah. Didn't know he's such a big Taker fan. Sorry.
He was very upset about the streak being broken.
Yeah, he's like the streak. He wanted to watch the streak live, didn't he? No. So to wrap it up, then we'll talk about dream matches. If you could pick someone from the old days and someone now, who would you pick? We'll start with Dan. OJ, if you want to
go. Dan can go.
I'd want to see the Undertaker versus Kane. So I don't know anything.
Oh no! As in, that's not a dream match. That's happened. Like, you can watch that. Like, as in the match that you know what I mean. Like, so someone from the old school, someone like now, that in theory can't happen.
Goldust should versus Rey Mysterio.
We'll move on to OG then.
No, I just want to see. I like tag teams because, like, again, going back to like wrestling, that like my granddad used to like watch the Mexican wrestling as well, and that was just like that's like tag team stuff. Like a lot of it is all theatrics, so I do like tag teams a lot. So I'd like an ultimate tag team match. Like you'd have Road Warriors, Hardys, Dudleys. You'd have for the new era because I really like from AEW Jungle Boy Luchasaurus. Like even though like there is like a bit of beef going on.
Yeah.
A New Day, Goldust, Booker T, Los Guerreros, and the Heart Foundation.
Oh, so this be like an ultimate
ultimate tag team Royal Rumble. Like, I think it'd be great.
Yeah. What about you, Cole?
Mine would be easy. Mine would be Shawn Michaels versus Kenny Omega.
Saying that already just took my breath away.
That could headline anything.
Well, yeah, just saying those names because again, I was never a Shawn guy, but I know Shawn. His name alone sells. See, for me, it's keep it on brand. CM Punk, Stone Cold Steve Austin. It writes itself. You've got a guy that's straight edge. So this is a guy that drinks beer, and they played with it. I know, like saying new people, CM Punk's not really a new guy, but like, the idea of like having that generation, attitude generation versus the PC / I don't know, it just works.
Yeah.
Just think they're going to.
Cool.
Yeah, I think we only got like about 30 seconds or so left, so we'll wrap it up.
Dwayne,
cheers, Figure.
Do you want to wrap it up to the dedication kid?
Yeah, like I said, this was dedicated to my granddad. Yeah, he died a couple of weeks ago. He was 81 years old, so you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, if it was for that man, I don't know if I'd ever be interested. Like, but guys, thank you.
Let's throw
See
2
you
sweets
later.
up for your granddad. 2
2 sweets.
sweets. Much love.
Much love.
Till next time.
See you later.
See you soon. Bye.
Bye bye.
Oh, 4 horsemen. 4. See you later. Bye.
Bye bye.